That idiot thought he was going to get away with it. My name is Sophia. I'm 22 years old. I live in New York. And in 1 month, I was with 7 different men. Not out of desire. Not because I was bored. It was for revenge. Pure revenge. I had been dating Nick for 3 months. Just 3 months. But I had already gotten my hopes up like a fool. He talked about the future, about taking it slow but for real, about trips, about moving in together, about serious things. The apartment was his in Queens, but I was already practically living there. I left my toothbrush, clothes, perfume, intimacy, everything. I thought he was being honest with me. I thought he was different. I was wrong. The day I found out there were no screams, no scene. There was something worse. Silence. Nick was in the bathroom. He left his phone on the table, and I wasn't going to pick it up, or so I thought. I swore I wasn't going to, but it vibrated. Once, twice, 3 times. And that's when I saw a woman's name. Not mine. And the message was crystal clear. Last night, I was left wanting more. That was enough. Frozen smile. I didn't make a scene. I didn't cry. I didn't say a word. I stayed still, pretending to be clueless. And in that exact second, the girl in love died. The woman who wanted something serious died. And another one was born. One who wasn't going to forgive anything. And when he came out of the bathroom, he hugged me behind like nothing had happened. He kissed my neck. He told me, "I love you." And that's when I understood everything. This man was cheating on me right to my face. And not just once. He'd been doing it for a while. But I didn't say anything because I'm not the type to make useless scenes. I choose something better. I make them suffer. Eventually. That same Friday, I decided to pay him back. But not with a fight. Not with a slammed door. Not with tears. I was going to do it in the most humiliating way possible, right where it hurts men the most, their ego, their pride, their image. I started that same Friday. I went out with my friends in Brooklyn, a bar, drinks, loud music, laughter. I was in full provocation mode. I watched men, smiles. I felt the urge to take revenge burning inside me. And that's when the first one fell. A guy who didn't even know my last name, but he did know I wanted to hurt someone who wasn't there. That was the first one. On Saturday, the second one fell. 2 in a single weekend. Then I realized revenge was going to be easy, because the one who's determined always wins. Then came the Tinder guys. 3 more, each one worse than the last. Each one more irrelevant than the one before. But they all counted, because I wasn't looking for love. I was stacking betrayals. I was building long-term humiliation. Meanwhile, Nick kept being the perfect boyfriend. He texted me, missed me, cooked for me, told me I was the woman of his life, and I looked at him with rotten tenderness. I thought, "You have no idea, idiot." I would go back to his apartment after being with another man, take a quick shower, lie down next to him, and he would hold me to sleep. And I, with a barely crooked smile, counted in my head. 1, 2, 3. In a single month, the total reached 7. 7 different men. 4 nights out on Fridays and Saturdays, 3 from Tinder. Different neighborhoods, different beds, different excuses, and the same goal, to pay him back with the same coin. But I didn't want it to stay a secret. No, I wanted him to see it, to live it, to feel it, to have it burned into his mind. That's when I chose the final blow. Not just anyone. It had to be someone who walked in comfortably, confidently, like nothing was wrong. And I told him to come exactly at the time Nick got off work. I wanted to be there, watching him walk in, watching him understand everything all at once. Because one thing is being cheated on, and a very different thing is seeing yourself being cheated on in your own home.
The day I decided to make my final move, I woke up calm. The kind of calm you get when you already know you're about to burn everything down, and you no longer care. Nick left early for work, kissed me on the forehead, and said, "Tonight, let's do something chill." I smiled at him like always. Inside, I thought, yeah, chill for you. That day, I carefully chose which one of the 7 I would bring over. It had to be someone who wouldn't ask questions, someone who wouldn't fall in love, someone who would walk in directly. No detours. I chose Frank, one of the Tinder guys from the Bronx. Direct, dark, no complications. I texted him, "Are you coming over this afternoon? I'm alone." He replied within a minute, "Send me the address." Perfect. The timing was calculated. Nick got off work at 6:30. It took him 40 minutes to get home. I invited Frank at 6. I had time. I had a stage. I had my revenge ready. At exactly 6, the doorbell rang. I opened a beer before opening the door. Not because I was nervous, because I was already celebrating. Frank came in, we laughed, and went straight to the couch. I didn't want anything. I was focused. What was about to happen was worth far more than any desire. At 6:50, I heard the key in the lock. My whole body reacted, but not with fear, with pleasure. The door opened. Nick walked in with his backpack on, still wearing his work shirt. And he saw us. Both of us. On his couch, in his apartment, literally. At first, he didn't understand. He stood frozen, like his brain needed time to process the scene. Then his face twisted. "What is this, Sophia?" I looked at him calmly, without standing up, without covering myself, without rushing. "The same thing you do when you go see your other girl," I said, half smiling. The silence that followed was beautiful, heavy, thick, violent. Nick looked at Frank, then at me, then back at him. His breathing changed, his chest swelled, the veins in his neck popped out. "Who the hell are you, idiot?" he screamed at Frank. Frank jumped off the couch in 2 seconds. "Hey, wait, I have nothing to do with this." "Get out of my house!" Nick shouted, completely losing it. And then exactly what I knew would happen, happened. Nick went straight for him to hit him. Frank dodged as best he could and ran down the hallway barefoot at full speed. I stayed there right then, sitting with my legs crossed, watching everything like it was a movie. The movie of my revenge. Nick turned back toward me like a furious animal. "You're crazy. You did this on purpose." I said, "Yes, on purpose." That's when his whole world collapsed. He started screaming every insult at me. Slut, sick, psychotic. I let him unload. When he finished, I told him the only thing he needed to hear. In 1 month, I was with 7 men. 7, like the 7 deadly sins. He went completely pale. 7? 7. Like the 7 deadly sins. That's when his voice broke. Why? That was the first time I stood up. Slowly. I smiled. I walked toward him. Because you were cheating on me while I thought you were the love of my life. He tried to say something else. I didn't let him. Don't explain anything. Don't apologize. It's done. The horns I put on you, no one will ever take off. He pointed at the door, shaking. "Take your things and get out." I grabbed what I needed. Backpack, sneakers, jacket. As I was leaving, he screamed that I hated me, that I had destroyed him, that he never wanted to see me again. I turned around just once before closing the door. Don't worry. Now we're both the same, with the difference that I did it on purpose. I went down the stairs with a smile that didn't even fit on my face. Outside, New York kept going like nothing had happened. Buses passing, people going to work, couples arguing on the sidewalk, normal life. Me? I had just burned mine down, and his too. Do I regret it? No. Did it hurt? Yes. Would I do it again? Probably.